Hello everyone, thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to my channel. Today I just wanted to talk about skin bleaching. This video has been inspired by a documentary that I watched on Netflix recently by the beautiful brown skin Nigerian actress Beverly Naya. She had this documentary that she traveled across Nigeria to uncover the reasons why people bleach their skin and all of these skin bleaching products, why black skin girls, brown skin girls like us, we tend to bleach our skin. Okay, so I am not for skin bleach, and I just thought that okay, let me just talk about it on my channel. I am not for skin bleaching. However, I'm not here to dampen anybody's spirit. I'm not here to shoot arrows, point fingers. Whatever you do to your skin, I think that you are an adult and you can do whatever you want. But I think being brown skin is very pretty. I love being brown and I love being black, For me, growing up in Africa, some of the reasons these people gave was that number one lady said she was insulted. She was told that she's too dark. So that is why she started bleaching her skin. And I'm like, we are in Africa. I know that sometimes we call sometimes we call the other person we mention we kind of tend to insult other people that man, you're so dark or something like that, and that affects their self-confidence, and then they try to bleach their skin. My little niece is darker, but she is so beautiful. I love her. I call her Blackie, but I love her, and she's so pretty. Whenever she comes with her dark face, her beautiful black face, and her beautiful brown eyes, it's just amazing. But I still call her Blackie. That's not to say that she just laugh at it, and that's not to say that I mean to insult her, and it's just a nickname. But some of these things I know, of course, can affect our self-confidence, and I don't intend to call her that until she's grown up, because I don't want that in the future she might say, oh, Auntie Katie called me Ducky or something like that. She just laughs at it. She doesn't take it to heart, I think, because she's so young. But sometimes if we realize that things like that affect people's confidence, we can as well stop it. So I know that may be wrong, but now I just call her and she just laughs, but I love her. I think she is the prettiest little girl ever. So that is one reason why some people tend to bleach their skin. Another reason is to boost their self-confidence, and also the image they get in the media that fair skinned women or people are more prettier, or they have a chance of surviving in show business and stuff like that. Now I want to talk about myself, why I love being black, why I love being a brown skin person, why I have never ever in my life thought of bleaching my skin. Number one, I grew up in Africa, in Cameroon, and some people say I'm a Jebota, but I'm not a Jebota, if you're from West Africa, you know what Ajebota means. Some people always say, oh, you're Ajebota, but I'm not Ajebota. I grew up with my grandma, and we would go to the farms, we would play in the bushes, we would climb trees and stuff like that. And to me, during that time, I saw my skin as a camouflage. I was sick of malaria. I get mosquito bites and stuff like that. My grandma is also a dark-skinned woman, but sometimes I will look at my other friends who are fairer in complexion. Not to say that being fair is not good. Of course, every complexion is beautiful. But as a child growing up, whenever I look at my friends who were fairer in complexion and they have like mosquito bites, when you're fair, you get a mosquito bite, you see the red dots, but when I get mosquito bites, you need to use a hand lens to see the mosquito bites on my skin. So my skin to me was a camouflage. And I love that you couldn't see that I have got a bruise or a mosquito bite or something like that. And even when we go into the sun, I do get sunburn, but my friends who were fairer, they always get really red. And whenever I look at them, I'm like, oh my God, that must hurt a lot. And I felt like I'm in a better position as a child. I felt like my skin is the best because I do get burned, but I don't get that red like they are. I don't look like I'm bleeding or something like that. So growing up, to me, that was one of the reasons why I loved being black. My skin was my shield. It was my camouflage. When I go, like, if on my body I have many many scars, but you will need a microscope, not a microscope, but you will need a hand lens, or you will need to come closer to my body to see those scars, because my melanin is my camouflage, and I love that about me, and I love that about us brown skinned people. Another thing is I had filaria. Tropical diseases. I had filaria, and it affected one of my legs. One of my leg is much darker than the other, but because I'm already dark skinned, you need to look very very keenly to see the difference. So I just loved that about my skin color. I'm like, you can't really see my imperfections. I look beautiful either ways, with scars or with no scars, filaria or no filaria. Growing up now, my mom really took care of the filaria, and now my leg is much better. It's clearing up, but she knows. My mom can definitely tell you which leg is darker, and I can definitely tell you which leg is darker than the other. But if I ask you, someone, like, okay, look at my two legs, which one has a problem, it would be difficult for you to tell me which one has a problem. So that's just something that I love about us being dark skin. And another thing was self confidence. To boost your self confidence, self hate. I just thought that, yeah, that could be a really strong word. That could really be a problem for someone to hate their skin color so much so that they want to change it. I'm looking at myself in my camera right now, and I'm like, girl, you're fine. I love being black. And I did commented on social media, on Instagram, about this documentary. I said, oh, it could, yeah, self-hate is the number one reason why, because this one lady gave her testimony, and she said she has bleached her skin. She looks completely different. You cannot even tell. Well, you could see her facial structure, but she's gone like from me to, I don't know, a complete white person. So she said self-hate, and I said, yeah, that could be it. And for me, I have never, and I said, for me, I have never wished to be anything but taller. And people were commenting, oh, that means you also hate yourself. No, I don't. Not that we all have wishes, okay? But if wishes, what, like, if horses were wishes, beggars will ride. There are certain things that we don't like about ourselves. That does not mean that we hate ourselves completely to want to change everything. So when I said that, people were coming for me, oh, you hate yourself, you hate yourself. No, I don't hate being short. I just wish I was taller. Even though I'm short, I'm not always wearing high heels. I have come to love myself. Today I was coming back on the road, and this girl was like, oh, you look pretty. How old are you? And I'm like, why are you asking me my age? And she's like 19. And I'm like, girl, I'm almost 30. But look at you. Not to say that my height makes me look smaller. That's why I like it. I just said I have come to accept who I am, And just for the fact that I wish I was taller does not mean that I completely hate myself. So we were going back and forth on social media, People always come for you. The little things you say, people just aggravate the whole situation. They come for you and stuff like that. So I had time. I was actually sitting in the park listening to music, so I had time to reply everyone. And I kept telling them that that is different from self-hate. I'm not going to change myself. And someone said, "Oh, if you had an alternative to change your height, you would have changed your height. So that means that you hate yourself." I can still wear heels, but I wear sneakers all the time, even though I'm this short. Because I still love who I am. And even if there was like a surgery that could make me taller, I don't think I would do it. Because even though I wish to be tall, I don't want to be tall. I'm okay like this. And I'm not saying that, it's okay to wish for something, but it's not as much as self-hate, where you go to change your whole being. Like our skin color is what makes us who we are. It's what makes us unique. It's I think it's very, very beautiful. I've never really want to change for anything. And yeah, so I just feel like we should accept who we are, love ourselves. Brown is beautiful. Another thing is, I am, first of all, and the lady also talked about the efforts, the time she puts in maintaining that complexion. Because when you start bleaching yourself, you start bleaching your skin, maintaining it, because I feel melanin is something that is ingrained, it's part of our DNA. If you're washing it away, it grows back, it comes back if you don't continue the process. So she talks about, like trying to apply the cream so that her knuckles are not darker, her elbows and stuff like that. She said, is, in her words, it's fucking stressful. She said it's really, really stressful to maintain the bleach skin. And I was like, first of all, I'm too lazy. I am too lazy to even bleach my skin, because I know that these things require a lot of time. So why would I want to put myself into such, stress of waking up every morning, scrubbing here, scrubbing there? I ain't got time for that. I can barely touch, the lower part of my back. Chocolate, because if I have to bleach my skin, I have to do all of those things. My hands are short, as you can see, my fingers are tiny. It's like, okay, I'm too lazy for that. And so she said, she said it's very stressful. And I thought that, yeah, that is the truth. She was putting it all out there. Even though she's doing it, she herself testifies that if there was one thing she could change about herself, is going back to her old complexion. So, ladies and gentlemen, the grass is not greener on the other side. It's just maintain who you are, and you'll be beautiful. Me, I don't use anything special. If I'm worried, like now that it's summer, if I'm going out, the only thing I do is I apply my normal lotion, and I apply, yes, Vaseline, because they also mentioned that some girls don't want to say they use Vaseline because they will look cheap. Oh well, I use Vaseline every other day. It's my go-to, like if I put a body lotion on my body, and if I'm going out, if I'm wearing shorts, I apply extra Vaseline on my knees, my elbows, because that's where it gets ashy and it's shiny, it's greasy. I like it. I just think that sometimes it also has to do with peer pressure, societal pressure, social pressure, that even doesn't make any sense. Why would someone, being a black person, be ashamed of telling people that you use Vaseline? That's what we use. I use Vaseline. I have a big container of Vaseline that I use every single day. In the winter, it's very, very cold. After I apply my body lotion, I apply Vaseline on my neck just to keep it a little bit warm. My elbows and my knees so they are not very ashy. Even in the summer, I apply Vaseline around the sole of my feet because it gets ashy. That is how black skin is. So why would you be ashamed of who you are? What's the point? And I feel like just because you want to look high maintenance, just because a body lotion, body cream, or something that you use to bleach your skin, just because it costs more money does not mean that it's more effective. Like me, when I first moved here, I used to use Eucerin. I buy it from the pharmacy, but it was a little bit too expensive. The one I was using was a little bit too thick. It didn't suit my body the way I wanted. And then I changed. I was using something else, which was also very expensive for me. It could not be, it could be cheaper for others. It was like 17 euros. And I'm like, that was a little bit too much. And I would buy it for 70. I've even forgotten the name of the body lotion. I'll buy it for 17 years, and then I have to still buy glycerin to add into it because it wasn't moisturizing my body that much. Until after when it got finished, I was like, I need something good. I went into the drugstore and I started trying body lotions and trying until I found this, which was like 4.99. You know. So I finally found something which was like 4.99. This is what I use, people. Mixer. Believe me, with this, I don't need to add anything else. This works perfectly for my skin. So let me show you. Okay, now let's just get real. This is my collection, okay? This is what I use on my skin. Brown skin is beautiful. You don't need much. Just the cheapest thing. I have my coconut oil here. This one, I just bought it, so it's still new. For my hair, my skin. Oh my God, it smells so good. And then, this is my Vaseline I've been talking about. Every single day, I dig my fingers into it. I dip my fingers into it every single day. It's just what I use. You don't need to use, and look at my skin, not to boast, but girl, I look just fine, and I use this is 4.99, and it moisturizes perfectly. When I apply this on my body, I apply this on my knees, my elbows, if I'm wearing short sleeves, just because, as a black skin girl, the melanin is concentrated there and it gets ashy. This is it. Who cares if you're low maintenance? We don't need to use body lotion for 5,000 euros, 500 euros. Who needs that? Just because you want people to think that you're high maintenance and stuff like that, it doesn't make any sense. So sometimes societal pressure, peer pressure, like the lady said, that they love to use these creams because when they tell someone how much their cream costs, they look at them like high maintenance. Who needs to spend so much money on our skin? Our skin is meant to protect us, not the other way around. We can't spend our whole income trying to protect our skin. The more you're eroding the melanin, the more you need to spend money on maintaining the weaker skin, because to be honest, yeah, I just feel like now I'm beginning to preach, but I just say this to say being black is beautiful. Let's not bleach our skin. Let's not try to be another person. This is our identity. This is what makes us who we are. I could go out with or without makeup and I'm fine. Black skin doesn't need a lot of maintenance. The more you tamper with it, the more you spend money on it. My skin, to me, my skin is my identity. My skin is my shield, my protector. My skin is my camouflage. I could get a bruise, but because I'm black, you won't see it. I have scars, many of them, but you need to come close to my skin to see it. I just love it. And when I walk in the sun, it glows. Sometimes I look at myself and I'm like, wow, it glows. I have this one time, a lady walked up to me, true story, and asked me, what do you put on your body? Mind you, this is a white woman. She walked up to me and asked me what body lotion I use. I was stunned. And I'm like, what can I say? I mean, everybody wants to be like, the society shows that white is more beautiful. So why would a white woman walk up to me and ask me what I use on my body? It's like, you want to be like me? Because the society shows that everybody wants to be lighter, fairer, is more beautiful. So I just say to say that if you maintain your skin color, your self-confidence and everything, you are beautiful. We are beautiful the way we are. There is nothing more beautiful than a skin with melanin. This is this is my collection. I don't know why I'm laughing, but I because the lady, you don't need anything. And I told the lady when she asked me, what do you use on your skin? I told her coconut oil, but I don't use coconut oil that often on my skin. I use coconut oil in the night when I shower, when I'm not going out, because the smell is too strong. It's beautiful though, but I don't want to be smelling like food, like curry. So I just use it in the night, and this is it. My dear beautiful black girls, we are beautiful the way we are. Our skin is our identity. Brown skin is beautiful. It protects us. It keeps us looking younger for a very, very long time. So I would advise that if you're bleaching your skin, you should stop. And if you've ever thought about it, if anybody has ever bullied you and told you you're too dark or you don't look good because of your skin color, they lie. They just wish they had your complexion. Thank you for listening, and stay safe, stay brown, and keep glowing.